Okay. Just kind of getting settled in. I got a second webcam set up. Make sure my mic isn't too hot here. That should be okay. All right. Gonna try it without headphones. All right, so last week I left off with it's called Darth Atrius lightsabers. Oh yeah, thanks. Trying it out, seeing how it goes, seeing if she'll hang out with me. All right. Oh right, I was supposed to check and make sure that Facebook was doing what it's supposed to do. It'll probably cut me off at some point. Okay, yeah, so it is going. All right. So last time I was working on this, these are the Darth Atrius lightsabers, and I was just getting to, I think it was, yeah, I think the emitter on this one, or no, it needs a switch, a button on this yet. Yeah, it needs this button here. It needs these grooves taken out. That's what it was. And I was gonna try and get the groove out with the emboss tool and see if I can get it to match up without having to do a sheet metal tool on it. So I need to make a sketch. Let's see if this will tell me the. Okay, yeah. So the circumference is 276.46. And this is 35. Okay. So I'm gonna make a rectangle the size of the cylinder here. Well, as if it was flat, so I can kind of draw inside of that. So 276 or something close to it. So 276 by 35. Okay. Okay, so this represents it wrapped all the way around. Okay. Hello there. And then it needs another rectangle. We're just gonna try something here. We're gonna go like that. And then we'll match that. And then I'm gonna grab an to offset these, but I want to go minus 0.5. All right, I think that gives me, yep, that gives me a solid shape to work with. See if this works or not. And oh, I could put those two circles there too. All right. Let's see if emboss works with this, or if I estimated incorrectly. This, not that. This. No, not that. This. There we go. On that face. Sketch profiles create a self-intersecting body, adjust depth or size of sketch profile. Okay, so the size was incorrect. I felt like 276 was like way too much. Yes, that is Cricut. I just thought it would be weird if it said Cricut Cam, because I don't know, I guess some people wouldn't get it, but maybe I should just put her name on there. People will get it, right? They'll get it. They'll get it. Okay. Man, my latency on Facebook is like crazy slow. All right, so okay, maybe if I inspect the ring. Length 138. Okay, so something about loop length with the cylinder was weird. So it should be 138, not 276. And since we have that constrained, I should be able to do that. And then it just comes together maybe. Okay, I'm still relatively lined up with everything, so let's see how this goes. Create an emboss. Grab this stuff. On this face. Depth 0.5. Wow, all right. Looks like it worked. Oh, except I went the wrong way. Should be able to boop, do that. All right, let's see what it looks like on the other side. Oh, that's easily remedied. It's got just that tiny gap right there. We can take care of that. That's no problem. Let's get rid of that part. Recenter myself. Because what I want to do is I want to grab revolve on these two profiles across our center axis. Oops. I let it go all the way around and that kind of messed it up. There we go. Just needed it to cut that little bit. There we go. That looks pretty right on. Let's double check our drawing. Okay, so this should sit just a little bit higher. I think if I just adjust the sketch, then will be good. I'll bump that up 2 millimeters, and then we'll grab, hang on a minute. Oh, I see. It's all constrained together. I gotta unconstrain it. I know the length is good, so maybe if we get rid of that, it'll let us move these. Yep, okay, cool. So I'm gonna move that 2 out. And I'm gonna move these 1. It's closer. Oh wait, it's mad at me. Sketch profiles create intersecting body, adjust depth of emboss or size of sketch profile. Why? Did I accidentally make it longer? I did. I just want to move these 2 lines, and I want that one to just stay there. So with the dimensional constraint, it's moving everything at once. So oh, maybe I just need to move the this one maybe. Because then the offset follows it. Yeah, okay, so that kept that constraint where it is. And we'll just move these guys up. All right, now it should be happy. Cool, no warnings. Drawing matches up a lot better. Cool. All right, so those are those grooves there. So now we need this button, and if I remember right, our comic book reference on this showed a seat around the button. Yeah, that. That right there. So we can make the button, and then I just need to make like an offset, and then I've got to like create segments and stuff. It'll be interesting. We'll see if I can make this happen. But we can just follow this shape generally. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to turn off this body, because we're going to draw this just on the flat plane, and then I'm going to use an offset to extrude it kind of up on top of the cylinder. So we need a mirror line, because that's always helpful. And then I'm going to do a spline. That fits pretty tight, but we need to bring this in, try to make that kind of parallel. There we go. And I'll extrude this first, and then I'll make a sketch on top of the button to get that circle part there. All right, and then this needs to go perpendicular as well. Widen that out a little bit. There we go. Solid object. Cool. All right, so we want to extrude this. we've got about 22 to that top surface. So if I go to start on an offset of, let's go 21, and then we'll pull this out, make a new body. And then it just needs to be large enough that it goes past this part. Which means either I draft this so it's like angled, or I guess I could just like make a line and then just cut through that to make kind of a slope. We'll see. But that's that body there. All right, so we have a circle, and then, okay, it looks like it's a button, and then it's got like a groove kind of thing going on. So so this would be the overall size of the button. Let's get a better idea of how big that is. $9mm, I guess that's fine. Then we just want to offset this and offset again to make that little groove. I don't think it domes. It doesn't look like it. It looks like a pretty flat button. In fact, this, oh, need to move that over a little bit. This part here looks like it sits higher than the middle part, and then this looks like just a pretty flat button that's just kind of sitting right just above this surface here. So we're going to grab that, we're going to pull that out. I'll probably fill at the edges of the button just to kind of, you know, soften it a little bit, but I think this is fine. We'll make this a new body as well, so that we can keep it separate and cut through the hilt if we want to. There we go. All right. Now I don't think it's gonna let me use draft on this because I want that's not what we want. And if we go the other way, that's not quite what I want either. Kind of an interesting effect, but not what I'm going for. Maybe if I do, can I do a tangent? No, I can't do that one there. Can I do, what's the one with the edge? Playing through two edges? I don't think that's what I want. I need it perpendicular to that. Maybe it's playing at an angle. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, let's see if that lets me do what I want. So we want to pull direction that way, do this. Hey, that's almost what I want. I'm just on the wrong end. Just need to go to this side. No, not scale. Draft. This pull direction, this face. All right. Go to top view. So 5 degrees gets us a little bit too far. So let's say like 2 degrees. That's a little better. Where does 3 guess? Even better. I think we can do that. Yeah, I mean, it it looked cool, but wasn't exactly what I was trying to go for. The question is, do I need to rotate the button to match the angle? Yeah, I probably should. There we go. Now that's all matched up. Go ahead and fillet this edge a little bit. Soften that out. There we go. Okay. So this other thing that's going on with it, it looks like it reaches up into this switch area like by a lot. So it's quite the it's an offset shape. So I should be able to go back into this sketch, grab an offset of the whole thing, and then just figure out how big it needs to be. And of course, their proportions are way different in this drawing, so I can't follow it to a T, but I can at least get it like an idea of the size. Like, you know, we could say 4 millimeters all the way around. That goes up into here, doesn't quite reach there, so that's like almost right. If I go down to 3, then it's like almost not enough. Maybe 3.5 is the way to go. So it's not running into our groove there, but does go up into that a little bit. Four just gets so close to this little cutout thing, though. I mean, I know it does miss, so I guess that's okay. All right, so then how do I want to build this? Because I need to extrude this outside piece and then fillet it so it's round and then break it into parts. Or do I make it solid and then subdivide it and offset the faces to create that two level effect there? Because I can't do like I usually do with like a circular pattern and like cut things out. Like, this is going to be a really weird set of cuts and divisions on this. Start with solid and then divide it. Yeah, we'll try it. All right, so we're going to offset the same amount. All right. We need to go just a little bit past. Not by that much. Okay, and then I think we can draft this the same way. So our pull direction can be that. This is our face. There we go. All right, so now it's following the same angle. Let's get rid of that. Fill it the outside until it's mostly round. 2.5. Okay, so it won't go farther than 2.5. But that's okay. That looks decent. Okay, can we fill it the inside, and how far will it let us go? We can go a little bit farther with it. There we go. All right, so now we got this kind of round thing around it, like so. Oh, that's not going all the way through. It's okay, because all I need to do is grab that. Just go this way a little bit. Now how we doing? Better. Need a little bit more depth out of this one. Got to make sure it's gonna intersect the whole body there. There we go. Oh, buy followers? Okay. You are blocked. Well, thank you for doing that. Oh, I think, hang on, because I think, let's see. Let's get my dashboard open on Twitch because I can do more on here. Yes, I know. Oh, Stream Manager, there we go. Can I not? Oh, okay. I guess the Stream Manager on my phone is not gonna work. Let's see if I can get this open. Stream Manager on here, maybe? Where is it at? Okay, what the heck, man? Where are we at? There we go. Okay. All right, Rogar, you should be good now. Thanks for helping out. All right. So looks like it's divided down the middle, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 times down the sides. So that'd be it's divided into 10 sections. Okay. Okay. I think I can work with this. So I'm gonna make an offset plane from here. So I can draw on it. And then I'm gonna make a small circle just for reference. And what I want to do is I want to make yeah, I don't know like what all the mod powers are, but yeah, just throw down the ban hammer and get rid of the spam. We don't need it here. We are perfectly fine without the spammy spamness. Yeet. All right, let's go with a center rectangle. Decide how big we want this. Do we want to take 3 millimeters out of it? Yeah, why not? Let's try it. Okay. So then I want to take that. Grab our rectangle shape. Create a copy. Rotate it on this axis, I think. Or wait, no, I want to make a circular pattern. That's right. Circular pattern with this stuff around the center point of the circle that I picked. With 10 divisions. Okay, so this is almost what I wanted. But the division here is way, way too small. So spam sushi? Can't say I've had spam sushi. I did have some sushi tonight for dinner, but it wasn't spam. It was the normal kind. A cream cheese roll with crab and avocado in it. It was very nice. Okay, I feel like even if I move the center of this, it's going to have these really small sections there. So it's like I need the angle that these are sitting at, but I need to be able to move them around independently. So what in the heck is this? I just got a spam text message too. Like, what the heck, man? Like, they're really trying tonight. Sushi's good stuff. The Hy-Vee out here used to do $5 sushi Fridays, and it was oh so glorious. And then we went to go get some, and they weren't doing it anymore. I was very sad. So I just thought, if I move this rectangle this way to make this section smaller, it automatically makes this one bigger. So it's almost like I like these two angles. I like these two angles, but I need these things split in half so I can move these over while this stays where it is. So I'm just gonna break it up. With the trim tool. All right, come on now. Where's that piece at? No? All right, fine. Well, this one's good to go now. Oh, you know what I could do? I could be building half of this and then just friggin' mirror it. So once I get a bunch of these cut out, move them around and just mirror it up. Yes, I know I'm deleting constraints. Get over yourself. Oh wait, did I do that thing again where I made more than I'm supposed to? 1, 2, 3, 4. I did. Crap. That's why it looks weird, because my original circular pattern had double what they were supposed to be. There we go. That's what we want. Hawaiian Bros makes fried spam sushi. That sounds pretty good. We've got Love Sushi here in town, and I went there once, and it was really good too. They've got a lot of really nice stuff. Pricier than $5, but nice stuff. There we go. Now that all those are broken, should be able to just grab that. Bloop, those are gone. All right. Now I can just move these at my leisure. And keep the angle. And try and make them even-ish, but understanding that that's not going to be entirely possible. Because I'm just looking to make sure that the angle looks right. And that the distance between them is decent. Oh, come on. That looks decent enough. All right. I've still got that center line there, so I should be able to just mirror. Like that. Okay. I think that works. All right. So if I split the body into a whole bunch of pieces, then I could potentially use offset face to make these gaps smaller than the rest of it. The angle on these guys seems a little steep. Like everywhere else looks okay, but feels like this should be more 90 degrees, and this should be a little bit more closer to 90. So before I mirror, yeah. And then for this guy, I feel like it needs to look like kind of perpendicular to the tangent of the curve, because otherwise it doesn't look right. And that was too far. That's probably good. It's better than it was. So that's that section. That's the largest section. But that's okay. I think that still works. All right. If I just grab the profiles and extrude through, and I get an intersect, so I just get these pieces, which is not quite what I want.
It doesn't matter how much you know about implementation.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to use split on this. So split body, we'll split according to this first. And just see if what I'm thinking is gonna work. I'm gonna grab those faces.
So the first thing for me is always learning your craft.
Oh, that grabbed the edges. Dang it, that's not what I wanted.
Where the music is going ultimately. This is when it's in your head.
Ooh, nice. Leftover crab legs. Very nice.
Know how to basically see it through completion, practically on your own these days.
1 second. 1 second, guys. Gotta make a quick delivery. Hopefully the kitty doesn't get disturbed.
Doesn't come down to what plugins you have. I mean, sure, having the right reverb helps and everything.
All right.
It really comes down to what's in your head and what's in here, what's in your heart. And those two things are what make the best video game music, in my opinion. Because I'm not really talking about video game music, I'm just talking about the music.
Poor tired kitty. Okay.
You have to be able to feel.
Man.
You have to know how to take those in your head and in your heart. And
I want to offset these faces. But I have a feeling that if I just grab one at a time. Oh.
You learn in school.
Okay. So it'll do that.
Reading a book or watching YouTube videos or anything. I think that's more something you learn from doing it, from trying it over and over and over and over and over and over.
That doesn't look bad. I think we can get away with that. Like, even though it still matches up on that side there, because it's really hard to see, like, if there's a gap there or not. Well, that's only 0.5 millimeter difference. If I go any less than that, it's gonna probably look even weirder. But at least I know. Okay, nope, that adjusts the fillet. So I gotta grab this face to be able to do an offset. Yeah, we try to change it up ever so often. Go for Chinese or sushi or, you know, whatever the fancy of the day is. I didn't save up to this point. Worked on that button and the emboss and didn't say. Okay, it's just an error. Thank goodness. All right. So because it's giving me an error on at least one of these, I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to go ahead and do surface modeling to offset these faces and restitch everything back together. I think that's gonna be a better way to go than trying to force it to do offset face with the press pull tool. So, but that means I'll have more control. It'll just take longer. Oh, come on. You said there was an error, so just let it go. Just let it go. I don't want to do it anymore. Okay, cool. So I'm going to undo that offset face. And I'm going to save, because saving is good. All right. Let's get rid of this and that. Let's go into surface modeling. Or I guess we could split the body first. Split this body by that. and that, and that, and that. Compute failed. General modeling error. Okay. Try again. But this time we'll just do one. So it's totally fine if I do one at a time, but it just can't handle it if I do multiples. But you know what? That's okay. And then if I can find this body, I can just turn that off and then mirror it when we're done. This angle looks kind of severe, doesn't it? I think that looks better. I know it's only 10 degrees, but... Okay, that's just the song. I was like, man, this track is like broken. I was like, nope, that's just the way it sounds. All right, what was I doing? Surface, right, surface modeling. So we're gonna break it and then patch it. And now we have I should have done split face because now all these are solid bodies instead of sheet metal bodies or surface bodies. So we're gonna go whoop like that, and then we're gonna go to the surface and we're gonna break it and then patch it. Or not. No, we're gonna loft it here to here. And then I'm just gonna delete the bottom half. I'm just gonna get rid of it. Don't need it. Bye-bye. And then we'll patch this up. Hey, what the hell, man? Okay, apparently it doesn't like my patch. It shows it there, hit OK, and then it's like just nope, error. Why? Why are you doing this to me? All right, let's try this. Let's go loft. Oh wait, not that way. Loft from here to here. And then loft from here to here to here. Okay, it just needed more faces, I guess. There we go. All right. Now I can open up this and we'll go to split body. Split it with this. Bam. And one more. There we go. All right. Now we all have all these individual surface bodies. And all I want to do is offset these faces smaller. That one and that one. I want to go in 0.5. And then I can get rid of the outer part. And there's the inner part. And then we can loft between those two to kind of patch that up and stitch it up. And I'll have to redo this back part once all this is done. Then it's gonna look all funky. All right, I think I can grab all these at once. Go minus 0.5. Oh, fresh. Okay. Bronco berry sauce. I don't think I've tried Bronco berry sauce. That sounds very Midwestern. I mean, obviously I live in the Midwest, but that just sounds like something you would only find in the Midwest. Bronco berry sauce. How weird. Oh, I don't know why I went to the trouble of patching up these ends, because we're gonna make them smaller anyway. Ooh, toaster oven for crab rangoon. We don't have a toaster oven, but I use a regular oven for reheating leftover crab rangoons, and they turn out pretty good. We've got our favored Chinese restaurant here in Colombia that we like to frequent. And we usually end up spending a good amount with them, so I know they like us. I mean, we don't play around when it comes to Chinese food. All right. So there's our general shape and cutout. Now I just need to loft between these. Like that. And create those surfaces. What'll be interesting is after we stitch it together, if Fusion will let me fillet the edges of these or not, because I would like to soften them up, but there's no telling if it's going to let us do that. I mean, it sounds like it's some kind of spicy sweet sauce, so that would totally make sense. Oh, I messed up. Gotta get the pattern down. Top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. It didn't like that. All right. We'll just go one at a time. No pressure. Okay, so that one is going from there to there is what's making weirdness. Not sure exactly why, but that's okay. We can separate the actions and just kind of fill it in as we go. This is a really good example of the technique that I use a lot for complicated shapes in Fusion is just building surfaces, building individual little surfaces, re-putting edges together with planes so that I can stitch it back together the way I want. It takes longer, but the results are solid. I did figure out what my next build is going to be after this one. So randomly, you know, I get like video game news and stuff on my phone, and I saw an article talking about Resident Evil 8, and there's this weapon that you can get called the LZ Answerer, and apparently it's like a lightsaber, and I mean, can't ignore that. So that's what I want to build next. Is the lightsaber from Resident Evil 8. I'm going to try and find some good references for it. See if we can put it together. Because I don't own the Resident Evil 8 game to be able to like go and get the item and then take a bunch of screenshots and stuff. So hopefully we can find enough pictures that we can make something that looks good. I wonder if this is what was happening with some of our other edges, where it's like making those weird triangles. All right, we're getting there. I think Kristen is working outside and Helsing is just not having it. I don't know if you guys can hear him or not, but every so often I just hear the woo 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 like off in the background. I don't think the lightsaber from Resident Evil is used by the giant vampire lady. I do not think that is the case. All right. Cool, that worked out. Let's see if we can get the same effect here. Go there to there, and there to there to there. Cool. All right. Now let's see if Fusion will recognize this shape on the back to just fill all that in with a patch. It will not. So maybe I can get it to do it manually if I just follow the edges. Takes a little more clicking around, but Gotta make sure Fusion knows what the heck I want. Had a request from a friend for a Darth Bane saber. Well, that's cool. Yeah, there's a couple different versions of it, I think, depending on what source material you're looking at, because Darth Bane is a Legends character now, and there's a few different iterations, but there's a comic book that I'm fairly familiar with. I'm pretty sure I have it, a Darth Bane comic book that I could probably base his lightsaber off of. All right, let's see if this boy stitches together. Okay, everything looks green. I don't see any no unstitched edges on our list there. So that makes it a solid body. Huzzah. Oh, really? Wow. I haven't played Resident Evil since Resident Evil 4 on the Nintendo Wii, so I'm not that much farther ahead of you on that. Apparently, Giant Vampire Lady isn't really in the game all that much, but apparently people just went over big, tall lady with really big assets. They thought it, apparently people found it very sexy. All right, I'm gonna see if it'll let me grab this edge. See if it'll do it. Oh, it almost did. Doesn't like 0.5, but I think it did 0.25. It did do 0.25. Sweet. Okay, so I know that's not as curved as we probably could get it, but you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's get what we can get. You know. 0.5 is not going to happen, right? Okay, so 0.25. What about 0.4? Ooh, 0.4. Can I get 0.4 on the first one? I can. Yes. All right, let's see if we can do all this at once and get this into one action. Oh, actually, before I do that, save, since we just did all that surface work. Well, I'm glad to have clued you in, Mario. I know the cosplay community went crazy for this character as well. It was a really good design, but also just holy cow, the hotness. And then of course on Facebook I saw somebody like spoil like what she really is, when, you know, because like in Resident Evil the bad guys always turn into some kind of monstrous creature that is not what you expected, and of course that happens, and somebody on Facebook spoiled it by being like, I don't know why, what all the hype is about her being sexy when she just turns into a blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, well, okay. It's not like I'm going to play the game anytime soon, but still. Okay, so it does not like that one. Doesn't like that. Interesting. It does not want to fill it somewhere. Is it that one? What's wrong with you? Why are you being like this? Is this one of those where we're gonna have to like do it one at a time? Okay, so no, it doesn't like that. Okay, interesting. I wonder if it's just that one. And I wonder why. Well, let me see what else I can get here. Because if it's just that one, then maybe I can like break this and just put it all back together. No, it doesn't like that one either. All right. So did I just get lucky with that one? I think I just got lucky with just that one set of edges right there. Can I fill it one edge? Okay. Can I fill it one half of it? I cannot. Okay. Interesting. Is it because of this face right here? Is it that one? Is that what it is? Yeah, I agree with you, Mario. Man, I really want to be able to round these edges off, but if it's not going to let me fill it, then whatever shall we do? I would have to make paths and sweep them to create surfaces, I think, that look right. See, this one's fine, but it doesn't have that weird triangle piece like that one does. You know what? Let's explore here. I want to do all of them that I can, and then see if it's just the ones that have that weird extra little face there. Even if I have separate actions for all these, it might be worth it. Okay, we know that one doesn't work. And then this one has that little triangle piece too, which means it probably doesn't work. Okay, so what can I do to eliminate that extra face and make this a little more solid? So let's go back into surface. I'm gonna break this and then see if I can loft from here to here and here, like that. It still has an extra face, but maybe it's like following a better pattern or something. I don't know. Nope. Still doesn't want to do it. Is it because that doesn't line up? I mean, the other ones don't line up, right? Do they? Do they? Don't they? It's got that extra segment there, and then that following there. So maybe that's part of it. Well, let's just try some stuff, I guess. Go, no, not not like that, but there, like that, and then go that to that. Or no, I wanted it to match up there. Because I wanted to go like that, and then go like that, so that all the seam lines match up. Oh, interesting. So this is saying that those are free edges and it doesn't want to stitch those together, even when I increase the tolerance. Oh, there we go. Now it is. That was weird. Okay. Back to the dream of filleting this guy. No dice. Will it do a smaller one? It does do a smaller one. Can I get to 0.3? Can I get to 0.34? 0.35? And that's its limit, 0.34. Okay, so it must have to do with, yeah, it has to do with that last little face there, because it's bringing that into like a point, and if it overlaps, then it's intersecting itself, and it's not going to sit right. But you know what? 0.34, that's pretty close. All right. Now, will you do the thing? That one does it just fine. All right. So yeah, so it has to do with that extra face there, not necessarily like where things are lining up, but that right there. Maybe if I patch it. So it doesn't have the extra face, you know? All right, come on now. There we go. Yes and no. Like they can't intersect weird. Like it's the plane that was there still has to exist with the vertices intact, so it can't, yeah, for some reason it can't calculate that any smaller. I'm not sure exactly what goes into that or why, but I just know that the profiles can't intersect for it to work. So that worked. Okay. So knowing that, I might be able to go back and make this 0.4 if I use the patch tool. So I just gotta find it. Where is it? Not that one, that one. Get rid of that. All right. So if we get rid of that and go to my patch tool instead of lofting, then we should be able to grab all of these. Go 0.4. And it worked. That's what it was. It was that extra face. And the patch tool saved us. There we go. Heck yeah. We'll see if these two pieces join or not. They did. Sweetness. All right. So there it is on the whole thing. That looks pretty close. Save time. Man, that was a little journey. That was a journey for us. All right, cool. Wanted to make sure that Facebook was keeping up with me. Man, I feel like I need a brighter light on Cricket over there. Do you want a light, Cricket? You want a light? Do you want this? How's that? You want this to lay with you? Now she's got a halo. Is that too much? Did I do too much? Oh, did I disturb? I disturbed the baby. The agreement is I leave her alone and she will hang out. That is the agreement, right? You can lay back down. I'm sorry. I pestered. I'm gonna leave her alone. She'll probably lay back down. All right, let's do some combining. I want this attached to that permanently. And I want this attached to the rest of that. The little button on the little round button on top is the only part that we'll keep separate. What's this part? Oh, that's that extra part. We don't need that. All right, let's see where we're at here. So I'm gonna say the switch part is done. I don't think those little screw holes are really worth doing anything with there on that part. We don't really oh, of course I was gonna be like, we don't really see that in any other images, and then of course, like in the comic, there it is right there. Guess I'm doing them then. think I can just draw it on top of this. I did 3 millimeters for the other ones, so we'll stick to that. Looks good. All right, finish that. Extrude these guys. Oh, nope, can't do them both at the same time. Duh. Because we're going from this object, cutting in. There we go. Little detail. Makes it look cool. You okay? You sneezing? All right. Now we can say the switch section is complete. Are the rivets, domes, hex, or outer rim standard Phillips? Well, it looks like this is a hex nut there, but the rest of those small holes we can't really see into them very well. So, like it just looks like a dot, just a little indentation. Can't really see much about it, so. I mean, I guess. Moving around. I'll zoom out a little bit. Tilt up a little bit. There you go. Yoda brand Jedi rivets. Just use the Force to put them in. Or do you mean you have to force them in? Ha 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 ha. All right. Another interesting thing about this particular saber is every time I look at the comic, the end of it doesn't look like a bullet point like this. It looks like it's bent, and I'm guessing it's because it's bent towards the camera. Like it almost looks like maybe this is in perspective and that this point is closer than this point, and that it's kind of bending towards us a little bit and has a little bit more of that shape going on. But it kind of looks like maybe a 3D artist looked at the comic panels, but then made some creative decisions about the 3D rendering that was going to go into the book, because this is not, it's not a, the 3D render reference image definitely doesn't look exactly on point with the comic book. We've even got like this extra something or other there. I'm guessing that's like the ring that's going through the bottom there. And it looks like this point is sort of in line with these parts here, which is what I'm looking at. Like it's almost got a little bit of, oh, not over far enough. It almost looks like it's got a little bit of a bend up right there, but it's really hard to tell because it's just got all these like, you know, scratches and stuff going through it. But it's on the underside definitely has more of that, you know, horn or claw-like shape to it, as opposed to like just a straight bullet. So we'll have to play with that. But let's go to the emitter end, because I think that's going to be interesting. I want to pull up that other image again where Luke is holding it, because I don't think we can really see. Yeah, it's not really going to give us a lot of good views of it, except for that one right there. That's a pretty good view. Oh, that tapered part right there. So this is a straight on cutout, and then from here to that shape there, that's an angled cut through that. So I think we could just make a cylinder, cut this shape out of one side of it, and then cut an angle off the other side of it, and then build that little interior part. So, I mean, the comic, it looks like bone or horn. The 3D rendering makes it look like metal. It could be scratched up metal, like scuffed up, and because it's supposed to be really, really old. So it could just be like really scuffed up metal. You know, the images don't give us a lot of good color reference either, because I mean, if you think about it, the line artist is not the same as the colorist. And though Star Wars is usually pretty strict about, like, you know, making sure all the details are right, it's really hard to tell in these images what the actual color of that pommel end is, because it's always in shadow, and it could be reflecting other things around it that that is giving it that yellowish hue, because Luke's got a yellow jacket. There's a lot of earth tones in these panels, so like yeah, it kind of looks like it's just, because here's gray and then here's like a beige color, so you'd think, oh, that's like bone, right? And then this looks kind of sloppy and like it's sort of like wrapped, like wrapped leather or something. Like this is like wrapped leather, and then that's like some kind of bone or something. But when we look at this reference, it's all really nice and neat, like shiny black and shiny silver, like, you know. But the lightsaber book is supposed to be canon for how they look as well. So it's probably just going to be artist choice at that point. But we're going to do that last. So we might even just derive the elemental nature tooth that we worked on one of the other sabers. Just import that in here and scale it appropriately, and then come up with the this part here that connects the two pieces, and then just call it good, because we already worked on that horn shape for the other saber, and then just put a ring through it. Okay, so I want to grab, I'm actually going to create a sketch on the end of it, because I want for 45. I want to determine the thickness of the walls. There we go. Nice one, guys. Nice one. All right. Let's see. I need to make sure I keep my references all oriented properly here. Because I think what I want to do is just determine about how tall that's going to be. 10 sounds good. And then I want to mirror this and this across there. And then I want to, let's see, I could try an arc, or I could try a spline. Let's try a 3-point arc. Let's go there to there. That 3-point arc looks not bad. We'll go with it. Okay, that's a solid sketch. That looks good. All right, there's piece number 1. Assemble custom sabers at Ben's awesome saber sale. So good you'll want to put a ring on it and then attach it to your belt. That sounds like one of those really bad local commercials that's on at like 3 in the morning. Assemble custom sabers at Ben's awesome saber sale. So good you want to put a ring on it and then attach it to your belt. That was probably loud. I'm sorry, guys. I need to put a, where is it? Filters. Add filter. Limiter. Threshold is going to be -3. There we go. With wacky inflatable wavers in the background in the shape of a giant flailing fan powered lightsabers. So, our housemate Chaz bought me a miniature desktop flailing inflatable arm tube man, but it takes a 9-volt battery, so I haven't powered it up yet, but I have one. Check this out. And it's just a fan thing, but it runs on 9-volt. It also has like a DC power port, but it didn't come with didn't actually come with a cable or anything. So I'd have to buy one just to plug it in. I don't have one, at least not right now. I've got double A's. Got a bunch of double A's. Triple A's. Nope. No 9 volts. When I get a 9-volt then I'll hook it up and I'll show you guys. All right. So let's get a sketch going on this plane. And we need our line to be to here. Just for reference. Where that and that meets. So it kind of looks like we could try a straight taper first, but I don't know. I don't think that's going to get us the shape that we want. We'll try it. Split body. Buy this tool. Okay. Okay, yeah, see, that's what I thought. So it's not, it's hitting the right point over there, but when I cut straight through, then it's more of an oval like this, but we can see that it needs to start a bit more on a slope. So I guess it's more like a curve, I guess. All right. So just make another reference line here. Get rid of that one. Yeah, I bet I can find a USB powered version of it. All right, maybe something like this, where it approaches that curve differently. I don't know. This is so it's weird. It's hard to figure out exactly what needs to happen there. Okay, so that's more of the appropriate shape, but now it's not quite getting all the way to there. Okay, I think we're getting closer. I think we're getting closer. So if I bring this down, bring that in a little bit maybe, bring this up. No, gotta bring it closer. How is that still not the right? Oh, that is, okay, so that's what it is. Well, then what the heck is that other line? Oh, I see. Because it's being weird about like how it's cutting out. But I should be able to fix that. We'll just delete the inner surface and then redo the thickness with the outer face. If we can get that outer face to look the way we want. Okay. So I feel like this needs to come in more, but then this needs to approach more of a 90? No, less. So the less a 90-degree angle it is, then the wider this is. We're getting really close. This is almost right. Actually, that looks really close, doesn't it? I might need to stop messing with it. Okay, I'm gonna stop messing with it. All right, now to fix the weirdness, we're gonna get rid of the bodies that we don't need. And I'm gonna delete the inner surfaces. This is probably why I should have started with like a solid cylinder instead of actually just making a hollow one and going from there. Oh shoot, I need to get rid of that. There we go. We'll fill it after. All right, so now that I have just this surface, then I should be able to go create thicken and then take this in 3 millimeters. And now it's got a nice thickness all the way around. A little bit of a weird thing right there. Might be able to just smooth that out maybe. Nope. Okay. Oh, it's because it goes from straight to curved like that. I know what that is. I know what that is. That is this not being perpendicular. Now it's at least smoother. And I think, yep, still follows the same general shape. Just need to make sure that I can fillet this and this to knock off that sharp corner there. Yeah, not that much, I guess. Just so it's not super sharp. There we go. That works. Okay. So there is an emitter in there. Looks like I don't think we're going to get much closer than our reference material we already have. Because even in this one, it just barely shows the emitter there. So let's get that hex nut thing out of the way, and then we'll make that stuff on the inside. Can't get it to lock at 90 degrees. I'll just try to get close. Good enough. And then it looks like there's a circle inside of that. like that. That looks right-ish. Can't see it in that one. Can't see it in that one. Yeah, it's like a tiny, tiny detail, so we'll just go with it. All right, let's knock out that thing. I'm gonna go, let's see, we need this to be at least big enough for housing the blade, which, so like 13, so let's go like 14, or I guess we can make it like, let's go 13, and then make this just a little bit bigger. And then I want just another one going farther back. Or I guess I didn't need that part because I'm gonna do like this. Oh, I didn't mean to join that. Meant for that to be a new body. There we go. Because I need to fillet this. A fairly good amount. Might have to end up making this bigger even. I mean, we've got the room, so might as well. Because if I have, oh, let's see. If I have a 5mm fillet, then that makes this 16 from 26. Okay, so I lose 10. So that means that this needs to be 36. Which would make this 18 and this 19.5. still works. That makes that 26. Cool. Oh, that's a much tighter fit. Probably can't go that far then. All right, let's rework this a little bit. Let's go back to this and go 4 instead of 5. And then let's rework this again and go 16. And that gives us 24. That's close enough, I think. Gives us just a little bit of space in there. Because basically I need this to go 25.65. And then I've got to bloop, cut that out for the blade part. And yes, so that did leave a tiny gap there. Whoa. What happened? Am I being Tuscan rated? Oh man. Oh, that's actually really funny. That's good. That's pretty good. Tuscan rated. I get it. That was good. That was really good. Welcome. For those who have never visited the channel before, we're working on lightsabers. Working on Darth Atrius, which is a lightsaber that popped up in a Star Wars annual comic one time, but became a canon Sith character that nobody knows anything about. But I thought the lightsabers looked really cool, so I pulled reference from lightsaber book, and we're working on one of them now. Oh yes, most definitely intended to be 3D printed for sure. And I was just working out the emitter end so that we could get our pommel going and then get this thing to light up and render really pretty. So I think I can cheat a little bit. Maybe. Let's go back to our fillet. We'll go 3.5. And that still doesn't give us quite much of an edge there. I guess 3. There we go. That is that tiny edge. So that all joins up nice and solid. Lights and sound is totally possible. I make all my sabers so that they have at least like around a 1-inch hole through the middle of it, so that you can install a chassis and electronics if you want to. I've designed so many of these lightsabers so far that I haven't finished building one physically yet, because I mostly focus on the 3D model so that other people that like the physical building process can get the files and try their hand at building it. Oh, nice. SLA printed TNG phasers. That's pretty awesome. I have an SLA printer and an FDM, but I just got the SLA and of course was doing like minifigures and stuff with it first because that's generally what you see done with it. Where's that? Was that button? I need to name that, or I'm gonna forget that's a thing. Yeah, we all start somewhere. I was once a novice printer myself. I've started learning modeling to do a Lord of the Rings cosplay and wanted to print a sword instead of building one out of foam or other materials. I wanted to 3D print one because I thought that would be really cool, and it worked. And then I just kind of got hooked from there. All right, I feel like I need to fill this back end in a little bit. So I'm just gonna grab this. Guess I could go like most of the way through this. Just where you can't see it. There we go. I'm just gonna knock that back out. There we go. All right, so now that's all one solid piece. There's the emitter. I feel like that matches the reference pretty good. Still gotta hollow that guy out. Yes, I'm sure Cricket will appreciate all the follows. My light keeps turning off back here too. She's got a little Death Star for all her evil plans. Yeah, Rogar is my mod for the channel, guys. He's pretty awesome. Employ some Ferengi. Oh, that's cool. Printing something different on your channel every day, Chris. That's pretty awesome. I'm gonna have to check that out after stream for sure. Mario's just off making pancakes. Oh man. All right. So I've been I've been struggling with this piece of reference right here because the comic looks so different with this particular part of it, because it looks like a little like kind of horn or tooth or something piece on there, which is not what it looks like in the 3D render from the book, from the Lightsabers of Star Wars book. This is one of the better references as well from the Star Wars annual comic, which is the original reference for the lightsaber. And it's definitely a different color than the rest of the metal. So it could be bone or horn or something. And then it looks like, you know, that's where that metal ring goes through it and has some kind of grommet or something around that probably. But it looks a lot less curved than another horn that I did, so I think I do need to remodel this. I guess the first thing will be to model out the connector part, so I'll do that real quick. We'll just get a get some lines going here. Yeah, we'll go. Actually, 21 did seem better. it's a lot of fun. Yeah, and Fusion makes designing lightsabers really easy. Like, kind of insanely easy. Alright, the rest of this profile looks like I need to do a spline. I was going to do rectangles and then just kind of fillet it out, but kind of feeling like, you know what, actually, I'm gonna build this on the other side. I'm going to build it down here where I can actually see that edge there, because... get all this to connect. I just need to get rid of that and go this way with it instead. Huh, 21 was a good guess. Oops, wrong way. There we go. There we go. Now we got 2 profiles there. Probably need to pull this in a little bit. Let's make some adjustments. Just to try and get a better idea of the profile. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks like it's got a sharper edge right here. So we could pull that down and pull it in. Try to make it a little bit pointier, I guess. Oh, I'm just going for close. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, having a good community of 3D printing folks. That's usually where I find my people too. Even though mostly what I'm on is modeling, and I don't post a lot of 3D printing videos. I tend to find the same people. You know, Tinkercad takes some practice. I like Fusion. It makes sense to me. And you can get a personal license for it for free. Free to use personal. And you can have 10 editable documents at a time. You can store as many documents as you want. But you can only have like 10 that are editable, and then you have to like make some of them read only, but you can hot swap it, so it's really not that bad of a deal. That looks pretty close. There we go. That looks pretty right on. Okay. Oh man, I've got to get back on TikTok. I think I've gone almost a month now or more without posting to TikTok. That was like my main driving force of like getting people to see my stuff. I was doing an entire series on Jedi Fallen Order lightsabers and getting those modeled and available, and I've got several of them available on my CG Trader site. And then there was one night I did I like knocked out Darth Maul's lightsaber in a night, and I put that up on Thingiverse for free. And but yes, I do have a Twitter. It is also under, wait, I think it's under Dagobah Ben. Now I'm not sure. It might be under my other handle. Okay. Yeah. So my Twitter is under my Brass Engine handle. It's I do like leatherworking stuff, but I don't post on there very much. I use Instagram more often for leatherworking. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that's not a big deal. I'm just kind of doing this because it's fun. So, not too worried about it. Oh man, points and polygons, Trek Nerd, man. I tried to get into that, and it was, oh, it was rough. It was so rough. Fusion is, I love, yeah, I love Fusion. I loved learning on Fusion, and once you get the actions down and figure out the tools, oh, it's just so much better. Nice. So you didn't have to go all the way to Tashi Station. You just had to find the guy that designed you a power converter to print. And yeah, I like designing the things that nobody else has designed yet. Like Darth Atrius was one of those lightsabers. It's just a one-off. Like nobody's gonna model this, but I thought the parts were cool, and I try to make all my parts intercompatible, so you could take an emitter from one, stick it on the sleeve of another and the pommel of another, and like kind of hot swap your own lightsaber together. I even made a connection system to like put pieces together and stuff. I've been working on this for a while, so it's been quite the project so far. All right, where were we? We needed to get this tooth-looking thing in here. So, feeling like I need to be in a top-down view to create the path that it's going to follow, and then we're going to loft. No, we're going to sweep with a taper. That's what we're going to do. So we need to make a 3D sketch. So we're actually going to sketch on this plane, but make it a 3D sketch. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Smaller or shorter ones. Like, yeah, you know, I actually thought about, because when I design mine, I also make them solid models as opposed to broken up into parts. And I thought about taking some of those designs and putting them up on shapeways at like little like keychain scale, where you can get them printed like out of metal, and get their brass, the brass or the steel shapeways printing of like a miniature version of it, but their tolerances are kind of weird, and so when I scale it down, it would lose a lot of the detail unless I went back in and like exaggerated a lot of the differences on parts. So I'd have to like over exaggerate some of the gaps and stuff, because their tolerance is like 0.5 millimeter, and when you go down to like something this big, 0.5 millimeter is a lot, you know, is it's a lot. Yeah, I mean they can print at good detail, but like, but I read through their thing, and it was like they couldn't, you know, they couldn't achieve a certain amount or whatever, and then I was like, well, man, if I could just like get into metal casting, I could use my resin printer to print the masters and make tiny little molds to do like pewter ones or silver ones, like maybe a low temperature metal, or heck, just, you know, do the whole sand casting thing and see what I can do with it. All right, I need a circle out here, so I'm gonna make a little circle. And then we're gonna move that way out here. Oh, I accidentally anchored it. There we go. The auto constraints on Fusion are sometimes a little frustrating. All right, so that's about where we want the end of it, like there. And then we don't want it a straight cone, so I've got to move this up. Secretly wished for a diorama that includes mini versions of every popular lightsaber. Ethan's dad. Oh man, that would be pretty awesome. Like a display of all of them. That would be pretty cool. And like little resin ones would work great for that. You wouldn't have to do all metal necessarily. I seen this guy on TikTok that does lightsaber keychains and hand machines them out of I don't know if it's aluminum or stainless, but it's just kind of insane to watch. I think I want this. I don't want this to go past the diameter of the hilt itself, but it in all the references it kind of looks like it swoops up, and then you know it's less of a curve on the top side. So it's like I want it almost flat, but not quite. Okay, so there's that to that. And then, all right, you know what? Let's get rid of that. That's just getting in the way. And then we'll make a spline from there to there so that we can see what we're doing here. Metal cast minis with resin printed blades. Oh man, I bet you could. I bet you could get acrylic rod that is small enough for those, or maybe you could borrow like Lego ones. Like if you made them, I mean, not obviously not Lego scaled, but like for the length of the Lego lightsaber blades, like maybe you could mod or make it where that works. That could be cool. All right, I want to add a spline point. There we go. Insert spline fit point, and then we can move it and curve this guy. Okay, and then probably gonna have to adjust this, make it kind of a perpendicular-ish. We're gonna see how this works. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna see if it works. Because I want to sweep, maybe sweep along this path, but then I want to taper. Yeah, I think taper is going to work. I just can use this other piece of sketch for reference. Nope, too much. I want it small, but not too small. 13 was pretty close. Oops, nope. Don't do that. Go all the way. Oh, there we go. That's really close. New body. So then from the front, it looks almost like it with that taper. It's not quite, I guess it shouldn't quite be like an even taper all the way down. It's kind of an it's like, you know, it's fat and then it gets skinnier, kind of more on a curve. But it looks pretty good. This could be fixed with a rail. Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to make rails, because then it'll like follow those. That's what we need. So I need to grab the edge of this, intersecting with that. Oh, come on. Grab this. Follow me. Oh, come on now. Okay, I guess I need to make a reference line because it's not gonna do what I'm asking here. And then I just need to make another line going this way. There. Now I should have intersect points that I can grab onto and snap Yep, that's what we want. And then I've got 3D sketch on. Why is it being, why are you being weird, man? Oh, did I grab the wrong sketch? I think I grabbed the wrong sketch. I grabbed the wrong sketch. That's why it's being weird. Because this circle is separate from this one, I think. No, that's all on the same one, isn't it? It is. But I'm on this plane, that's what it is. So I just need to make a new sketch. And just use them both at the same time. That's what we're going to do. A sketch. All right, I should be able to, if I get rid of, let's get rid of all that stuff. Get rid of you, get rid of you. There we go. I just want this. Okay, maybe now I can make my, nope, don't do that. A lot of the process is just arguing with the software. Okay. Reference. There we go. And now, because if I make this a separate sketch, then I can kind of like decide where I want to go. Oops. I need a line on this guy too. Gotta have those intersect points. And that's not on, oh, that's on the cylinder itself. This, I don't know if this is gonna work because I'm creating the sketch with reference to that body instead of, okay, maybe if I just get rid of the body. Let's get rid of that. Let's turn that off. No, that's not where I want to be. Where's your... All right, come on now. Just want to be there. Like, just right there. Just grab that end. This. But it's like, it's not snapping to the... I guess for the rails it doesn't really matter. So let's just try it. Because we want to go just a little bit further out before we come down and attach to that thing. And then same thing here. I want it to just barely have something to grab onto. There we go. Okay. Not sure if this is exactly what I want, but we're gonna try it. I think that's gonna look better. I could pull this over a little bit if it lets me. Oh, I think I have to use move for that. Well, let's try it anyway. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of the sweep and it's going to give me a warning about the sketch because it's referencing things that aren't there anymore. But I'm just going to say tough and going to make it do it anyway. I know that's kind of a broken way of making it do it, but path and guide rail. This path, this guide rail. Wow, all right. Yeah, that did it, didn't it? Full extent. That didn't really didn't make a whole lot of difference there. I can select another guide rail. I cannot. The center one determines the path of the sweep, but I might be able, yeah, I'm kind of, so if I, hey, where'd you go? If I make this the path, but then this the guide rail, then it follows both. And then full extent or perpendicular to path. Doesn't seem like it matters too much, but we'll do full extents. There we go. So then when it's facing this way, that looks almost identical. It's got just enough of a shape that looks kind of like a hook or a claw or something. And I should be able to fillet this down so that we don't have a weird flat part there. Yeah, that kind of works. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that. Let's see if I think I saved. Oh, it's not gonna give me my custom surfaces that I made because it's trying to update, of course. What did let's see, where did I have? Here it is, bone. I made a bone texture just because I figured I'd need it at some point. All right, so then there's this ring that goes through it, right? And it goes through right there. So let's get into this and turn off 3D Sketch so that I can grab a reference right where it's going to pass through. All right, so somewhere along this line needs to be a hole in this that a ring can pass through. The ring is probably, well, it looks pretty thick, so let's see what we can do with it here. All right, so I want to put it kind of in the middle-ish. and we're going to make this 4 millimeters in diameter, and then we'll put a 3 millimeter thickness ring through it. There we go. All right, and it had some kind of grommet around it. I don't know if it's going to let me, but what I'd like to do is project from the surface and then fill it to make a grommet. So I'm just going to do an offset. Like 1.5. That worked. Cool. All right, so if I go up 1 and then fill it 0.5, there's a little grommet that I can color metallic. And then I just want to do that down here too. I could have made like half the horn thing and then mirrored it, but sometimes it's easier to just model the whole thing. Sometimes.
But it's not a thing about making it accurate. It's about making it feel right.
Oh no. It just occurred to me that the ring is round and I'm cutting a straight rod through it. That's not what's supposed to happen. Crap. So I need to move this over and then do a revolve around like how big the ring is going to be. Okay. So we'll just get rid of that stuff for now. Because I want to make a ring. I'm going to just kind of guess at how big that ring is. Or well, no, I don't have to guess because even though it's in perspective, it still gives me kind of the diameter that way. So 23, that's like dangerously close to 1-inch ring. So we could just make this a 1-inch ring and say 25.4. And then I just want the edge to line up where that's going to go. And then this guy needs to move where that is.
But it's not a thing about making it accurate.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that is what I want. All right. And then I just need to find how far away this is. From there to there. 4.197. So that I could take this try to get it as close as possible. There we go. Now I can revolve this. Oh, right. Revolve requires an axis, which means I need a new line that bisects this circle in half. There are totally D-rings on a bunch of the lightsabers, but this one in particular has a round ring connected to this weird triangle one. That just seems to be the style of it, so we're gonna go with it. We're gonna see what we can do. I guess I could do I could just take this circle, just like do a sweep for the cut, but I think revolve is gonna work better. All right, come on. I guess we are doing a sweep. Profile, path. Oh, it's on path versus guide rail. Right. I feel like I need to tilt this circle, this donut, like a little bit this way. Or maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's fine. Because the way that this is getting made, once you get a ring through that, it'll kind of rotate, but it's not going to have a lot of wobble in it. It'll only have like a tiny bit of wobble in it. So if I want it set back a little bit farther, then I got to do that. I am stuck on something. Or maybe I grabbed the wrong piece. Oh, there we go. Now, of course, if I angle it, then I've got to like move it back up where it's going to like touch that and stuff. So maybe, oh, I know what I can do. Instead of doing that, let's just go to edit feature. We'll make a body. There we go. So new path. Boom. All right. Because then I can just move this guy. And just get it kind of close. And then use my combine. There we go. Now that's something. Sorry, I lost the comments for a second. Make it hollow from Trek Nerd. That would probably solve the problem. If it was hollow, then yeah, I wouldn't have to worry so much about Dang, I didn't have to go through any of that, did I? No, you guys are good. You guys are good. No, I think the ring is intended to swivel, and I think making it hollow is like the best solution to this weird problem that I'm having. So I'm gonna try that. So to make this hollow, I'm going to make it into a surface body and then create thickness. Let's see if it'll let me. Okay, so it'll do 2 millimeter thickness. It won't do 3. 2.5. It won't do. So 2 millimeter thickness is all I get out of it, which should be enough, honestly. I could split it so that this part's solid and then the rest of it is hollow, and then rejoin that together. Because the reason that it's not letting me do any thicker is because this will overlap itself, and we'll lose that little circle face, and it can't calculate that. Sending a few more folks my way. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Mace Windu went into hiding and started up a D-ring accessory kit for saber ends after Grievous kept boasting about them. Good one, Mario. All right, let's see. Yeah, you know what? I think I am going to split this and make one part of it solid and the other part hollow. And to do that, I just need to get into a sketch that I already have open. Go off to the side a bit. Make one line. Split the body. And now we'll go into surface. Gotta knock out both ends of it. Create a thicken. And now I can go 3. Nice 1/8 inch thickness all the way around. Well, that kind of did a weird thing right there. Okay, well, it's very weird. We're gonna fix that by extending. Okay, so I can't extrude that, but I think I can. Oh, here it is, extend. Yeah, I think I can extend the edge where it goes. Yeah, where it goes past. And then we'll just patch this, and then we'll trim. And then this is the trim tool, trimming that. Oops. Trim using this. Nope, not that one. That's the trim tool. Get rid of that part. There we go. There. Now it'll line up Perfect. Okay. Stitch that guy back together. Open up our other solid body. And then we can recombine those. And now it's solid down there. Cool. Then I should be able to just grab this. Cool. And then to make sure that there's enough room for the ring to kind of like wiggle around and stuff. I mean, we're already making the hole bigger than is needed, but we'll fill it, the underside, to kind of widen that out. It kind of did some weird stuff with that, but no big deal. Let's see. All right. Let's go from here. And underneath. Oops. -1. Always got to remember the math. And then on these, if I remember right, I did like, was it 1 or 1.5? It was 0.5, I think. Yeah. Can we get away with 0.75? Nope. There we go. Now we got some grommets and stuff going on there. And it opens up enough that it'll probably let a ring pass through there. I mean, yeah, you could make a D ring that just fits in there that looks like a circle until it gets to there, but I think a regular round ring would work just fine. Thank Coda120 when you see her. She recommended you for the raid target tonight. Oh, well, that's really awesome. If you are still here, Coda120, that was really awesome for you to notice my stream and decide to bring some people my way. That was really awesome. Much appreciated if you're listening. I try to let Fusion do as much of the math for me as possible, but you know, it can only do so much before it's like, come on, man. Come on, you gotta work with me here, man. I'm gonna push this a little more. Go another millimeter open on that. I know it makes the inside look really weird, but I think that'll really help with putting a ring through that. So cool. All right, so then as far as the ring goes, let's grab the origin there. We'll come out to here. We're just gonna make this kind of in a random spot. We'll make it 1 inch on the inside. And then wait, what am I doing? Because if I want the, okay. Because I can just create a torus, right? Yeah, I can just create a torus. Like, what am I doing? And you know what? We're gonna say screw that. we're just going to create a torus like on the origin, and we're going to go move it in place. That's what we're going to do. Create a torus on this plane. Attach it there. 25.4. Inner diameter 25.4. Torus 3. Position outside. And there, that was so much easier than what I was trying to do. I don't know what I was trying to do, but that was way easier. Thank you for reminding me of the time, Rogar. If we go a little bit late tonight, that's fine. I really want to get this one rendered, so we'll spend the time. We'll get it rendered, and then next week we'll tackle this other interesting Darth Atrius saber. And then after that, I really think doing the quote lightsaber from Resident Evil 8, what was it called? The something answerer. LZ Answerer looked like a really cool weapon, so we might model that one. All right, so this is just a triangle, so a sweep would work really well for this, I think. So since this is the last thing I need the reference for, I'm going to edit the canvas and rotate this so I can get a better... Oh, well, I guess that doesn't matter too much, does it? The question is the triangle welded to the circle part, or are they like interlocking rings? That's the question. Does not show on this reference, and that is way too small to tell. Can't see the pommel in any of the other shots on that reference. Can't see the rings on that shot. Can't see the rings on that shot. It's almost like the comic artists were avoiding drawing that particular part of the saber. Oh wait, hang on. Is it that bottom panel? Oh, come on. There it is. Well, look at that. There's an extra ring there. So it's not a triangle. It's a tapered rectangle, and then it's got an extra ring that connects the two. Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess if that's what we're going to do, that's what we're going to do. I guess it just looks like a triangle because of the angle of the reference material. But the length looks like it is. So if we count this as 1 inch, then this has got to be around 2 to 2. Let's see. It's like just barely over maybe 2 inches. So maybe like 2.5, 2 1/4, somewhere around that. And then just a ring that's just big enough to connect the two pieces together. So I'm going to get rid of that. We're going to call this pommel. That is also pommel. All right. This might actually be easier since it's all like oriented to the origin, because I can just kind of put these two next to each other. Because I want to go... Let's make a reference line here. So 2 inches would be about 50 millimeters. 2.5 would be around 62. So, I mean, I've got it at almost 60 at the moment. So let's try 60 millimeters and just see how that goes. All right, so I was kind of thinking somewhere around, yeah, 18 on one end. Let's do that, and then at the other end we'll go to the full height. Okay, I don't know. I don't think sweep can take angles like that, so I think I have to fillet the sketch to make this work. We'll do 3 millimeter fillets on these guys. The warnings it's giving me is just that constraints have been removed during, whenever I'm running these fillets. It can't keep the other constraints that I had. There we go. Okay, so this can be the path. I guess I could just do half the path and then mirror and join. So maybe I shouldn't have deleted that midline. Maybe I should keep the midline and then just delete that side. Just do 1/2 at a time. And then I want to do, so we want 3 millimeter. And I've got to get in here and rotate it. There we go. Okay. Let's see if this goes. Oh, you know what? I didn't need that line, did I? Like most artists, I'm really horrible at naming things. So a lot of my models just have sketch with a number. I don't name any of my sketches. It's probably pretty bad of me, but I know that I know so many others that fall into the same trap. All right, there, and I want to go along that whole thing. Hey, that worked. Sweet. Yeah, that worked pretty well. Okay. Mirror this guy. Easy. Cool. All right. Now we just need another torus that is big enough to connect these two. Okay. We could go 1/2 inch. That kind of makes sense, right? There we go. There's all the linkages. Now we just get to move it into place. Oh yeah, plenty of room there. Almost got it. Just need to know that it's going to fit. And obviously for printing purposes, I'd probably like, you know, put a huge gap in this ring in particular so that you can like pass it through there and then figure out how to either glue that in place or something. But mod view is weird. This is Rogar's first mod duties, so be gentle with our new mod. Okay. I need to cut through those guys. So let's turn off the emitter. Let's get rid of the sleeve. Let's get rid of the pommels and the rings. Because I need to get into there. Okay, that was not what I wanted. It's not picking up the center of that circle there. It's picking up the edges though. All right, so definitely not full size 1-inch blades that can come out the sides. But you could have 3/4 inch, I think. What's 3/4 inch? $19. All right, so I'd have to go 19.5 for it to fit nicely. If it's a 3/4 inch blade, we'll assume that. We'll assume it's a 3/4 inch blade. Just gonna go straight through the middle. I'm not gonna worry about hollowing this part out yet until I get to modeling all the connectors. Or the connections for this one. So I'm just going to model some blades so that we can render and make this look cool. So I just need to get into here. And we'll make it just long enough for the render, not looking to do anything specific with that. All right, so 19. Now these I need to be a little more specific with on their length and then give them a tip. So 70 millimeters. Let's see, proportionally that looks fine. Let's see. Yeah, so in proportion with the, if I can get this where we can see both at once. As far as like what that proportion looks like, this is pretty close. I'm pretty happy with that. So let's go with it. And then we're just gonna fill it the end of it, but we're going to do could just do a round end like that, or sometimes they have like a bullet point to it. So I need to be able to, oh, maybe what I should do is do a chamfer so that I can do two distances. So that I can go down further than it goes in. And then I can use fillet to smooth out the chamfer. Like that, so you get more of kind of like a bullet point thing. And then I'll just mirror this. There we go. And this is a Sith blade, so it's got to be red. So I grab my custom LED red appearance. And then, let's see, I need to make bone. Where did bone go? There's bone. Bone on that. And then it looked like this one was brushed aluminum, which is pretty common. Satin aluminum, whatever you want to call it. I use satin aluminum for a lot of the designs. It seems to work out pretty well. All right, so make everything aluminum and then open up our reference so we can see what needs to change color. So it looks like we need some brass here. And then the black looks fine. Oh, and then it's black there and there. Okay. So black face there, black. And then some black sections there. There and there. And then, oh, okay. So this section is mostly brass. So I can just grab this. We'll just make all those brass and then we'll fix it with the black areas. And for some reason it doesn't want me to do that part. All right. I'm actually constantly surprised at how good Fusion is with rendering. If you work the textures right or upload your own textures, you can actually get the renderer on this to look pretty good for hard surfaces. Organics and stuff are a little bit tougher, but all right. I need that reference one more time to see that button area. No color difference, maybe black like in between. So like these areas would be black, but then the rest of it will be the aluminum. The only tough part about this is like selecting all the friggin' faces and making sure that you don't select parts you're not supposed to. There's some little brass bits that I missed on that, but not a big deal. It's just for a render, so I just want to kind of get the major feel of it. Did I accidentally I accidentally grabbed the whole body. Gosh darn it. That's another thing that happens often too. If I go a little too fast, it highlights the whole body right before it selects the part that I want to. It's quite possible they headed out for the night, Rogar. No worries, man. There we go. That's good enough for that part anyway. There we go. All right, now I got to see if I can get that one to change too. It keeps selecting the whole thing. That's what it's doing. Okay, maybe I got it this time. I got it this time. Sweet. Now I just gotta select all the in-between parts. There we go. You're good, Mario. Appreciate you being here. Alright, I think I got all the colors worked out. So now we save. I'm gonna collapse my trees, and then I'm probably gonna rotate like the whole thing so it's kind of like laying flat on the ground plane instead of like standing up sideways like it is now. This is where things will get a little hairy. Because it's not gonna like moving everything at once. There we go. All right, that was mostly painless. Let's go into our renderer. Kind of looks weird with the rings just kind of like sticking out there, but not terribly concerned about it. Kind of feel like this one needs to go this way. What's... Oh, that's plastic. I missed a bit. There we go. I was like, what is that white part? Oh, plastic. All right, double check our scene settings here. Seems like a good position. Do an in-canvas render just to give us a preview of what we're going to be looking at. Oh man, yeah, this is going to look sick. I'm almost feeling like maybe I should replace the nice satin aluminum with the weathered metal texture that I made, which should be pretty easy because I can keep the individual face ones. So if I do like this and tell it to keep the other ones, it'll keep the black and the gold. Let's just make sure that it, just to make it look a little older, a little rougher. There we go. Now it just looks a little bit weathered. Like, yeah, that works. That works really well. Cool. Yeah, let's do a full render. Need to get that Death Star lamp hooked up on USB so it doesn't keep turning off. Oh, thanks, Mario. Yeah, the pre-render does look pretty sick. I think we're pretty close. It's interesting because like they put brass on that part there, but in the comic panels, it didn't look like that. Like one of our best views is this. Oh, I guess, yeah, okay, it does. It has that yellow look to it there. So yeah, I guess that does make sense. What was the one I was thinking about? It was this one, because they didn't fill in that gold color there or there with it. Are you dead? Did you die? Oh, my lamp turned off again. Maybe my batteries are. Maybe the batteries are low. Maybe that's what it is. I need to get it hooked up on USB. I'll have that done by next time. So we can have a good kitty light. All right, it says 1 minute remaining. That glow effect really does take a minute. We're up to 30 followers. Woohoo! Maybe eventually I'll get back up to the number of followers I had on the other account. It says a few seconds left. I'm not super concerned about having followers, you know. This is mostly for just making the models and kind of keeping me on track, you know. Streaming keeps me on track for working just as much as just scheduling myself to work, but at least this makes it like fun to work. I'm actually surprised Facebook has still got me going. Usually it kicks me off by now because I've got the music going, but I've got the music playing on my speakers instead of my headphones, so it's probably kind of garbled through the microphone and not picking up as much. So, oh, here we go. Oh man, that bone looks like it's glowing. That's not what I wanted. I might have to turn down the lumens, or find a different position of the light so it's not going across the bone there, because that does look pretty good, but I'm not super happy with the way the bone looks. So I'm gonna put the light, let's see, that gives us a little more shadow on the underside. That might work a little bit better. We'll do a pre-render. Let's see how that looks. It's looking a little better. Let's see if we can go into the material and edit it a little bit. We'll turn down the reflectance down to 0 so it's completely matte. And then, oh, here we go. I can change the image brightness. We'll just go to like 75%. And then, oh, there's a seam there because I don't have a seamless. It's supposed to be seamless, but it's not. If I turn on rotation, I think I can get it where the seam is less noticeable, maybe. That's less noticeable. It's got more of the same color around it there. At least it doesn't look like a straight line. All right, let's see how that does. I like spending time with you too, Rogar. I appreciate you being here every week. Okay, I think that's gonna work. I'm gonna do a full render of this and see how that goes. I do need to get back into making some videos of 3D prints. I even got an Arduino now, or I'm sorry, a Raspberry. I got a Raspberry Pi so that I can hook up a spare webcam and run Octolapse on the printer, so it'll move the print head out of the way and take a picture, and then continue printing one layer, and then move the head over and take a picture, and so when it does that, you get those time lapses where it's not shaky and it's just like this smooth, like 3D building thing. Like I got all the fancy stuff to do it, just haven't done it yet. Haven't set it up. I've got to print an arm or a holder for the webcam so I can position it and know that it's like looking where I want it to look. Probably print something where it'll come like off the top of the 3D printer and look down at the 3D print as opposed to like sideways. Or like get it far out enough where it's like more like a 3/4 kind of angle on a print. I want to do that if when I start printing all these saber designs, because I want to print them out and then offer the raw kits on Etsy. That's definitely a goal. Hopefully I'll get there this summer with my schedule being freed up and not needing to do any teaching this summer. And maybe I'll be able to spend some time on that and beef up the Etsy store a little bit with some raw print kits for those who don't have 3D printers but would like to assemble their own lightsaber from all the parts that I design, of however many we've got so far. Layer shift. Thank you for your question. I run a CR10S Creality FDM printer, and then I also have a Photon S SLA printer, resin printer, that I use for smaller parts. So for something like Etsy, I'd probably run an FDM printer for those, and then I would like to use the resin printer to print like really nice parts and then mold those in silicone so that I could do the cold casts with the metal powders, so that you can make it look like real metal without paint. and then those would run a higher price with all the extra materials and stuff, but it would look sick as hell. And yeah, the photons are really nice. It kind of sucks because I just had to replace the FEP film on mine, and oh my gosh, there's like 30 screws to get that film out. It was all scuffed up and like doing weird, like curing, like it wasn't curing resin weird, like right, and it was leaving a film of partly cured resin over the whole vat, and so I was like, oh man. So it was like doing weird stuff with reflection, and so I had to clean all that out and replace the film with something brand new. You run Formlabs at work? That's amazing. Formlabs stuff is just like, that's like the freaking Lamborghini of of printing machines, man. Oh, you got photons at home? That's awesome. Yeah. I like resin printing for the detail, but it is such it can be so messy. I need to get my workspace better so I can deal with the mess better. Lots of toys at work. Oh man. I work for University of Missouri, so I'm hoping to get more toys. They're talking about a CNC table, a multi-axis CNC, two lasers, two laser cutters, a large format one, and then a smaller one. And then if they still have budget left, then they want to get a robotic arm, and they're asking me to run that technology as part of my lab. So I might get some toys pretty soon, but for right now, it's just mainly wood shop and metal shop. What the heck? Why is it doing that? Go away. Why did my browser get all weird? Oh. What did I do? I ruined my layout. I don't know what I did. My browser's not transparent anymore. They won't tell me, or they don't know. I'm not sure which. I'm more of a grunt when it comes to working in my lab and teaching my classes. Like, I am a faculty member, but not a full-time faculty member. So I'm not the decision guy. I'm just the one that they're like, hey, we bought this. Can you figure out how it works and teach students how to use it? Um, so so I just gotta go with it. Just try to figure it out as it happens. All right, come on now. What did I do? There we go. Okay. Okay, that's better, but the man, it's still it's just not catching that texture on the bone. Like it's too it's the lighting is still too bright. I've got to go into my material and darken it even more. Okay, just making sure that's what's assigned. So let's go and edit that. Let's turn down the brightness. Yeah, 40%. Why not? Okay, now it's super dark. I'm going to get this right. Have I ever been to Construct 3D? It's a 3D printing maker type conference for education. That sounds amazing. I haven't been. Yeah, I'm a total grunt. Like they don't send me to conferences. They don't give me training really. I work for like the smallest department on campus, so they don't like they got some money and they're going to spend it on technology, and that's about it. Okay, how do I put my browser back the way it was? Dang it. Can I reset my layout somehow? Reset the default layout. There we go. Where's my gallery? Oh, there it is. It's just it's having trouble because it's trying to render at the same time. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I will. I'll definitely make a note about Construct 3D and see if that's something I can get, if I can get myself to, or at least like email my department chair and ask him if they can get me a pass to it or something, so that I don't have to put out a pocket for it. Because I know those design conferences are not cheap and they don't pay me very much. So that's why I do this on the side. All right, as soon as this is done rendering, we are going to be done for the night. Oh, my Etsy shop is called Brass Engine. Most of what's in there right now is leather, because I have 2 laser engravers here at home as well, and so I do a lot of laser etched leather stuff as sort of my main side business. I've uploaded a couple of my lightsaber designs for just 3D files, but I haven't gotten around to all the physical prints and taking all the photos and setting all that up to sell that stuff yet. Before the pandemic of 2020, I used to make stuff and then take it to comic conventions in the Midwest and sell out of a vendor booth of all the stuff that I make, and my wife would make stuff too. And then 2020, all the conventions basically disappeared, and so we took a year off, and kind of forced us into building the Etsy shop more than we had been, and it paid off. Like, a lot of people started shopping online, and e-commerce went skyrocketed. Oh, brass, like the metal brass engine. Here, I can just type it in there. Oh, I forgot to switch to... There it is. I forgot to switch to the Twitch chat on my restream. And then CG Trader is where I throw all of my lightsaber designs that I've finished enough to a point where people could download and print it. I also have a Thingiverse account under the same handle, under the Dagobah Ben handle, and I have like 2 things on there right now. I'm gonna throw some more stuff into my Thingiverse account, just random stuff that I make or design. Not necessarily lightsabers, but... Oh, that'd be awesome. I would really appreciate that. I'm happy to do like custom stuff. Anything that's like anything that's a black and white graphic, I can either trace or get into Illustrator and fix it up so that the laser can etch it, and then I've got like every color that I can dye the leather, so it works out. Man, that is still just... It doesn't matter how much I darken the texture, it's just the... Ugh. Alright, maybe if I take down our lumens... Is that gonna work better? The in-canvas render always looks like pretty good with like the light on it, and then when I do the full render, it's always so weird. You know what? Yeah, let's do a smaller image this time. It'll render faster that way. I shouldn't have been rendering like full 2,000 pixel wide images when I can just get away with something half that size, so it'll render faster. Arcade controller parts? That's really awesome, actually. Yeah, for sure. Send me a message on Etsy, and I can help you out. Make whatever you need, honestly. But arcade controller parts, man, I've had making an arcade cabinet on my list of things to eventually make for years now. I just haven't gotten around to picking up the MDF and making the templates and laying it all out and constructing the cabinet and stuff, and then getting all the parts for the inside, because I've got so many projects and it's all expensive. It's just all expensive. Yeah, I'll have to sell the department on me cutting out some test pieces on the new CNC router table to make sure everything's working okay, because they get really they kind of get a little pissy when you make personal projects in their lab. A number of years ago, I almost got fired because I kept using their laser engraver for personal stuff, just like seeing what it could do and running different kinds of materials and for different amounts of time, and then they wrote me up and they're like, yeah, if you do that again, you're fired. And I'm like, oh, okay, so all right. Student use only. Got it. Yeah, they got me a Maslow CNC like a year or two ago, and I kind of figured it out and ran some tests and some calibration and stuff. But the Maslow is such a weird machine, and getting the chain tension and the weights right and stuff was just a pain. Well, I don't think it matters how low I turn the brightness on this. I don't think I'm gonna get the texture out of that bone, honestly. And you know, when I look closely at this, it kind why did it turn blue? It kind of looks like it didn't even really pick up the weathering on the silver metal either. It just kind of looks like dark metal. That's kind of weird, right? Like, it should be an image map. Do I have my render settings weird? Well, no, there's nothing I can really do with that. Yeah, yeah, that vertical thing. I don't know. I don't know why they bought it. I they didn't consult me. They bought the thing and they dropped it on me and my student worker, and they were like, "Hey, can you guys build this based on these plans?" And the plans were crap, and we built it as best we could, but and then it turned out like nobody used it. Nobody needed it. My classes don't use it because I don't teach a technology class yet, because they only obtained one piece of technology. The rest of it's just woodworking and metalworking tools. So it's like, you know, I don't teach CNC because there's not a CNC class yet. Yeah, something's weird with the render settings. I'm not sure why. Camera, exposure, depth of field. Aspect ratio. Yeah, see, there's nothing about like about whether it uses the images or not. But I mean, it's definitely on there. See, it's got, oh, that's a roughness pattern. That's not an image. Okay. Yeah, I probably need to remake that then, because this is based on a color and a roughness pattern. But I thought it was that way with the fusions. Okay, no, see, fusion has an image and a roughness. So I've gotta do that with this too. Let's go image, and then is it under references? Where did I put it? I know I put it somewhere. There it is. Seamless sci-fi. There we go. Okay. Brightness is all the way up. I wonder if that's going to be too muddy now. Let's go into this. No, that's the wrong one. It was this one. Turn the rotation off. Advanced. See, this one has image and roughness and reflectance for some reason. No emissivity. What did I copy this off of? Maybe I can just get rid of this. Oh, I copied it off of leather. That's why. Because it's using the leather matte for the roughness of the image. But I have this bone image. Oh, let's see. Okay, we can change the highlight color to more of like a yellowish. That might help. Yeah. This will be the last one. If this doesn't work out, then I'm just gonna pick one of the clean ones and we'll call it good to control this texture map. This should be done in just a minute. There we go. All right, so it picked up on the weathered metal a lot better. The bone is still super clean, but you know what? That's what we got. So that one looks pretty clean. That one looks really dirty. I like this one. We're gonna download that one. Darth Atrius. Cool. Gonna use that for social media later when it's not 1 in the morning. Might play around with the bone texture a little bit more before I actually upload something. So I'm gonna save what we got, and this is where we wind down. Thank you everybody for watching tonight. For those that rated and are Tuscan rated and are still here, thank you for dropping in. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed your time on this chill 3D modeling stream. I'm here every Monday, 9 p.m. Central Time, and I try to make a new lightsaber every week, or at least work on one. And I take suggestions openly, and sometimes we do mashups. So we did a Tron lightsaber and we did a Star Trek lightsaber and stuff like that. Oh, thanks for the follow, Layer Shift. That's really awesome. Much appreciated. Thank you too, Mario. All right. Good night, everybody. I'm out of here. Don't forget to say good night to Cricket too. Oops. I surprised her. Oh no. I'm sorry. You were dead away, weren't you? Okay.